the line of lost and find. Ended the game in overtime, drawing of a new design, drilling that one earth of mind, looking to the outward, speaking mind about words absurd, blurred to the curb, walking along the verb.
Hey everybody, what is happening? Ish de la Ish, back with some more Madden 17 Ultimate Team content. And that's right, we have scrapped that Texans playbook. We have moved on. I just needed something a little bit more advanced at this point of the game. I think the Texans was a really good basic book for the a good chunk of the beginning of the game. I think I stayed in it too long though for myself. It's I don't think it has enough route concepts, combos that work together. It's more like a 1 to 2 read book, and I felt like when people could lock that down a little bit easier, then as the game advanced and people were using a lot more different man concepts, underneath their zones and stuff like that. So we come out here and look at that. We get the strike in this to Mike Evans. Now this is going to be a compilation of like 4 or 5 games. I went in, I played the Blitz as we throw it up to Olsen. Look at that, one hand. I didn't get the separation I wanted, but we do over the top get that was with Carr. And there's McCaffrey. So again, you see we're coming different directions. I'm able to hit more sidelines now, which is actually really nice. The Texans one I had to focus a little bit more mid stuff, and again, good users are what gave that trouble. It just wasn't the zones or any setups. It's more just good users, but that's typically where they're going to be. And look at Evans skying on that. Jeez, Mike. I mean, he'd make a place for me. I don't know how he's working for everybody else, but that Evans in this offense, him and McCaffrey on the outsides, the big boys on the outsides, putting in work. And then we go out there, see if we can get a reroute. There we go. We get the change up. So, again, we're just doing pretty well in this. That's even Penn out there, the Donald Penn tight end, making that work. And Tevin Coleman, look at that. Dude doesn't even have high agility like in the 90s, and I'm still getting him to work better than I did some of the other guys earlier in the year. Just whatever as we get him out there. And like I say, I'm not really worried about the defense and stuff in this, guys. I just wanted to put together what I'm working on. This is the Arizona playbook. This was on the first games here. I started running this, the gun split, because, in the last couple of years, that's what I ran out of the Rams book, which was one of my favorite books. Again, even though that one wasn't an overly complicated book, it was very effective, though. The plays they had there, good routes. Oh, and then I was trying to get a little running in with Carr. Got a little greedy on that one. So I came in, and, that first game, I don't think I played anything without that. As we launched one up, and Mike Evans is a beast. What can we say? He had covered on the top, which it prevents you from getting separation, but we still make it work. Carr out there getting some moves. There we go. And again, I know I've been talking about this lineup update. I've almost got all my defensive players set up, so that will be coming soon. But right here, you see the new David Carr. You've got, Tevin Coleman out there with no time on the clock in the end of the half, going to take this one down. And what's crazy is he's did that like 3 times where those catches where you're like, is that going to be tipped, blocked, whatever? Who knows? And you see we roll left, get him floating out there. Evans coming back on that. So I really do like the combos in this. And again, this is just with me mainly focusing on about like 2 formations here. So I've got about 4 or 5 plays that I'm really liking out of the gun split. As you see, with the running is pretty effective out of this, even though I haven't even really got into all this stuff yet. And I think I was also going to run some of the wings flip weak, which is like number 5 in this book. So that combination was enough to come out here, I felt at least, and get a base scheme developed. I don't need a ton of schemes out of this book, I don't feel, but I mean, I definitely need more than I'm going to show you here today. But this at least will give you insight into what we're going to be looking at, what we're going to be putting out, the big play capability in this. I'm working on, all range in here. I've got to get my short game mixed in with those, to really get that effective. As this play right here, that we used that a ton out of the Rams book. That was really effective. You can't roll out as well and hit downfield that pass, which we did a lot in years past because coverage does play it a lot better. But you can still get that lead block out there, as you saw. As you go out, and we go, nice. Just doing pretty good work, I thought. Making these reads and pass for not really being comfortable with it. As we roll out here, we get flipped around, and Carr's going to miss that throw on the run. He's a kind of mixed bag on that now. I mean, that's one of those where it's an odd positioning for the guy going backwards when he's right-handed. But as you see there, we get real patient. He sets up. We get a little reroute, and we make that one. So I myself really like the card. It's I think Randall Cunningham perhaps was a little better, honestly. but the boosts on Carr make it just a no-brainer. When you've got Conductor and you've got all this other stuff going as we get Henry, you know, the CM, and, you know, out there with the deep threat stuff on that, it's great combo. And look at this. There again, we catch that. You think it's going to be tipped, but we catch it. Unfortunately, go out of bounds. But, you know, yeah, Coleman actually pretty good on that stuff as we kick it out to Evans. Like I say, trying to get a little bit those little, I think it's like a zigs in some of these work, as a big hole also down there. So I think this is a much better combination of running, passing for me. I was never really happy with the running game out of the Texans book. It was just so basic and the sets weren't great. Whereas this one, I feel like I can do some things with it. And I feel the passing options are just, I mean, it's not even close, much better. And again, Evans, there we go. Look at that. Straighten him up and they're going to go. We get a great block out there with McCaffrey downfield. Take that one to the house. So as you see out here, again, we go out. Another one-play hitter for a touchdown on this guy. He's running with that nickel dog blitz that everybody likes to run. And we torch that one up. So there is, I mean, I am just getting into this, just scratching the surface in this book. But it is already I'm digging it. I'm liking it. I will have the gun split scheme coming out this week, more than likely. I'm going to work on it my days off here, get the first one done. I'm comfortable enough with my reads and what I have in that already and what I'm running here that I can put that out and show you. You know, I wouldn't consider anything I really do money plays. I like to set up plays for coverages and help you understand that. And that, thanks, EA. How does that bounce off my man's hands like that? How does that happen? But we come out here, get the touch. We have to run that one back, I think, afterwards, either way. But, you know, like I say, I will show the concepts, that are involved in the plays I'm running and how to change each one of them up because you got to have options. You don't want to have a play that runs the same every time. As you see, we run that in the man coverage. That's the mistake there. You don't want to run that in man. But we'll go over that stuff here later. That was it. That was all the offense that I got out of these. You know, there's going to be lots to come. Hopefully you guys are into it. Thanks for checking this out.